colleagues.
Get in the picture, everybody. Come on.
Oh, we know how to do this.
Gotta be in the picture.
All right, this is amazing. First, I would like to start by thanking Senator Gillibrand. Oh my goodness. For your leadership on the ERA and for joining us in this fight for equality. Your partnership on this is truly historic. It's the first time ever that two women, the two of us, are the leads on ERA legislation in both houses. First time ever. And next week, on July 21st, my birthday, will be 100 years since the Equal Rights Amendment was drafted, a whole freaking century. That's older than a sliced bread, it's older than the chocolate chip cookie, and it's older than penicillin.
Wow.
Senator, I am proud to be making history today with you. I would also like to thank all of our co-leads for being here today. Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia is on her way. Oh, just came in. There you are. Congresswoman Becca Balint, Congresswoman Jennifer McClellan, who was trying to get here but is working on NDAA, Congressman Jim McGovern, and Congresswoman, my sister in service, who is the co-founder of the ERA caucus, the first ever one here in Congress, none other than Representative Ayanna Pressley. As well as all of our advocates and activists who are here today who continue to show up, like the ERA Coalition and so many others. Know that it is your dedication to this fight and your persistence that will get us across the finish line, but it is your persistence that got us here today. Because look, equality is popular. In fact, equality is wildly popular. Equality was popular in 1972 when the Equal Rights Amendment passed by far more than 2/3 necessary in both houses. Equality was popular in 1978 when 100,000 people marched in D.C. in support of extending the time limit for ERA ratification. Equality was popular in 2020 when Virginia became the 38th state and the last state necessary to ratify the ERA. This popularity, we know it never waned. Equality is so popular today that more than 85% of Americans across all parties, say all parties, support having a gender provision in the Constitution. Why should that shock us? But it's glad we got the data to show it. Equality is so popular that the only way to defeat it is by dirty tricks and procedural hurdles.
Yes.
These anti-equality activists have always known this and will do anything to keep the ERA out of the Constitution. They watch it like a hawk because they fear its power and its potential. Every time we meet the requirements for getting this wildly popular equality amendment across the finish line, they move the goalpost. Our anti-equality opponents almost never care about the rules. But when it comes to equality, they are obsessed with rules. There will never be a time when we can cross every T and dot every I to their satisfaction. If we acknowledge an unconstitutional deadline, a litany of other procedural hurdles will follow. We can't let paperwork, this crap. We can't let paperwork, and I move my stuff. And it's okay, with paperwork, that's the problem with paperwork. We can't let paperwork keep us out of the U.S. Constitution, and we won't let an arbitrary and unconstitutional deadline stand in the way of fundamental equality, and we thank our sister in service for the bill that does that. We owe it to those who came before us, and we think about them right here in this moment, those who came before us. I think about what we've gone through to get here, but think about what they went through to get where they were. What was life like for them? Especially and in particular, the Black, the brown women, and queer people who have always been on the forefront of this fight, yet seldom recognized. We owe it to every person and every community in this country who have been denied, who have been excluded, who have been erased by the Constitution that we are all expected to abide by. We owe it to ourselves. And we, as members of Congress, there are those of us standing up here right now. We are left out of the very Constitution we are sworn to protect. We protect it, but it doesn't protect us. So let's change that. Let's not let procedural hurdles that are constantly shifting to be thrown in our way. We need the Archivist of the U.S., Colleen Shogan, the first ever woman appointed as archivist. She is the first. We need her to do her job, the job of the people, the job of more than 50% of the folks in this country. Get us in there once and for all. It can be done today when it should have been done yesterday.